Okay. So we're going to, I've taken the suggestion, I mentioned it to Veronica, taken the suggestion of, who was it? Maybe Jeff, I think, in the education office that one of the recommendations is chanting the names. And because I think it's so important for us to keep remembering Lama Zopa Rinpoche, and it's a dependent arising that, sometimes we think the holy beings know what they're doing, and they do. If they're holy beings, they know exactly what they're doing, but we have to create the cause for Lama Zopa Rinpoche to come back to us. So chanting the names is one of the practices His Holiness gave Venerable Roger a year ago, I think. And I think it's incredibly important we do that because of that's the wish of His Holiness. So it's multiple benefits. It keeps us close to His Holiness, doing His wishes, and its explicit purpose, of course, is to create the cause for us to have Lama Zopa Rinpoche back to teach us. So that's 30 minutes done very fast. And then I thought we'd just do a short. We'll do the seven limbs part of Lama Chirpa. Because I mean, basically Lama Chirpa, some of us we're not sure maybe what it is. Just to remind us, basically it's like most pujas. It's got most sadhanas. It's got three parts. The first part is the preliminary practices, which is bodhicitta, etc. The second part is the actual practice where you set up the visualization. And in this context here, it's highest yoga tantra. It's the entire merit field. Lama Losang Tuban Doji Chang. At the central figure is our Lama as Tsongkhapa Losang, with Lama Losang Tubwang as Buddha, and then Doji Chang at his heart. Lama Losang Tubwang Doji Chang as the central figure, and all the merit field around. And then we set that up, we invite the wisdom beings, and then we proceed to create merit of making prostrations, offerings, and requests. That's essentially what Lama Chirpa is. And then, of course, because we're so familiar with Lama Chirpa being done in the framework of, or doing Tsog offering, and there's quite a longish Tsog offering, and then a very long lamrim prayer, I thought we would do a very short Tsog offering, one that Rinpoche has written, extremely abbreviated. It takes about 2 minutes to do it, but if we do it with pure mind, having first generated ourselves as our deity, then I think it's marvelous. And then we can just do the short foundation of all good qualities lamrim prayer, and in that way we can have quite a rich, delicious, brief session on this Lama Tsongkhapa Day, Christmas Day. So that was my thoughts. Okay. So first, as I said, we're going to do reminding us again of our purpose for being here today. It's Tsongkhapa Day, a special day, and to yeah, that's all. And we're doing this in our minds so we can develop our qualities, achieve exactly everything that's said in these texts, become the Guru Buddha just as we're visualizing. And then the second part will be this chanting the names, doing His Holiness's wishes, and requesting Lama Zopa to come back quickly. So the first part is the preliminary practices. And just if the more familiar you are, the more you just do the visualizations, as you say. And if you're not, just contemplate the meaning that makes sense to you. From the state of an exalted white virtuous mind, I and all mother sentient beings who are equal to space, from this moment until our supreme enlightenment, take refuge in the Guru and the three rare sublime ones. Namo Namo Gurubhya, Namo Buddhaya, Namo Dhammaya, Namo Sanghaya, Namo Gurubhya, Namo Buddhaya, Namo Dhammaya, Namo Sanghaya, Namo Gurubhya, Namo Buddhaya, Namo Dhammaya, Namo Sanghaya. For the sake of all mother sentient beings, I'll become a Guru deity and place all sentient beings in the supreme state of a Guru deity. For the sake of all mother sentient beings, I'll become a Guru deity and place all sentient beings in the supreme state of a Guru deity. For the sake of all mother sentient beings, I'll become a Guru deity and place all sentient beings in the supreme state of the Guru deity. And this one's called special bodhicitta, so where it says quickly, quickly, this is inferring, as Rinpoche says here, practice, in the practice of Tantra. Quickly, quickly, for the sake of all mother sentient beings, I will quickly in this very life actualize the state of the primordial Buddha Guru deity. I'll free all mother sentient beings from suffering and lead them to the great bliss of Buddhahood. Therefore, I'll practice the profound path of Guru deity yoga. So now, I meant to say in the, what's going back up? Yeah. Yeah, leave there, yeah. So I should have said before, but what we do when we do the preliminaries, it's implicit usually. They don't actually state it. We could visualize, we imagine now, we should have imagined, let's think of him now, there, Guru Shakyamuni Buddha. The Buddha is simply there. And now, having done the preliminary practices in relation to the Buddha, we now dissolve the Buddha into, he comes to our crown and dissolves into our hearts. And those of us who've taken highest Tantra, we do the three kayas meditation very briefly. And for those of us who don't know, we just visualize that the Buddha merges with us, and we think our body, our speech, and our mind become oneness with the Guru Buddha Shakyamuni's body, speech, and mind. And then we just contemplate that for a moment. And those of us who have other meditation do that. And now, those of us who've done the practice, out of that emptiness, we manifest as our own yidam. As it says here, from generate ourselves as our own particular yidam. And those of us who don't have one, we visualize now, we just see ourselves in our own form. From within great bliss, I arise as the Guru deity. From my body, masses of light rays emanate into the 10 directions, blessing the world and its beings, so that all is perfectly placed in the quality of utter infinite purity. And now we imagine from our, pure clouds of outer, inner, and secret offerings, and that pervade the reaches of space, earth, and sky, spreading out inconceivably. In nature, they are transcendental wisdom in aspect, inner offerings, and the individual offering substances. As enjoyments of the six senses, they function to generate the special transcendental wisdom of bliss and emptiness. So now that's the preliminary practices. Now we do the actual practice, and it's the visualization of the merit field. Again, do the best you can. In the vast space of indivisible bliss and emptiness, amidst billowing clouds, the Samantabhadra offerings at the crest of a wish-granting tree, adorned with leaves, flowers, and fruit, is a precious lion throne ablaze with gems, on which is a wide lotus, sun, and full moon. On them sits my root guru, kind in three ways in nature, all Buddhas in aspect, a saffron-robed monk with one face, two arms, and a radiant white smile. Your right hand in the gesture of expounding the Dharma, your left is in the meditative equipoise, holding an alms bowl full of nectar. You wear three lustrous saffron robes, your head is crowned by a golden pandit's hat. In your heart sits the all-pervading Lord, powerful Vajradhara, that's Dorji Chung, with one face, two arms, and a blue body, holding Vajra and bell and embracing Vajradata Vishvari. While delighting in the play of simultaneous bliss and emptiness, they are adorned with jewel ornaments of many designs and clothed in garments of heavenly silk. Adorned with the signs and exemplifications radiant with countless light rays, you sit in the Vajra position encircled by a five-colored rainbow, your pure aggregates of the five Sugatas. Your four elements, the four wisdom mothers, your sources, channels, sinews, and joints, actual bodhisattvas, the hairs of your paws, 21,000 arhants, your limbs, wrathful protectors, your light rays, directional guardians, and secret yakshas, while worldly beings are cushions for your feet. Surrounding you in their respective order sit the direct and lineage gurus, yidams, hosts of mandala deities, buddhas, bodhisattvas, heroes, and dakinis, encircled by an ocean of dharma protectors. The three Vajras mark your three doors from the syllable hung. This is now inviting the wisdom beings. We imagine that all the light goes out exactly as it says from the hung at the heart of all the holy beings, hooking the energy of all the holy beings in the universe, and it all comes back and absorbs into our visualization. The three Vajras mark your three doors from the syllable hung. Hooked light rays radiate, drawing forth the wisdom beings from their natural abode to become inseparable and set. And this is expressed in these verses, invoking the holy beings to all come and absorb into our visualization. Though phenomena are free from any inherent coming and going, you arise through your enlightened activity of wisdom and loving compassion according to the disposition of varied disciples. Holy refuge, Savior, please come forth with your retinue. Source of complete goodness and excellence throughout the three times, root and lineage gurus, yidams, three sublime ones, heroes, dakinis, and hosts of Dharma protectors and guardians, by the power of your compassion, come forth and abide steadfast. The wisdom beings and commitment beings become non-dual. So now, having first done the preliminaries and now set up the visualization, Lama Lozang Dorji Chang surrounding by the merit field, we now basically do the 7 limbs, as it says, you know. We do various, basically various verses of prostration, various verses of offering, and then various request verses. This is where we create the merit. This is really the essence of the puja. And as you read the verses, look at the headings, because they really tell us what's going on, you know. Your compassion grants even the sphere of great bliss, the supreme state of the three kayas. In an instant, Guru, with a jewel-like body, Vajra holder, I prostrate at your lotus feet. The transcendental wisdom of all the infinite conquerors, supreme skillful means appearing in any way that subdues, sporting in the guise of a saffron robe monk, holy refuge savior, I prostrate at your feet. You eliminated all faults and their imprints on the root and are a treasury of infinite precious qualities, your sole source of benefit and bliss without exception, pure, perfect Guru, I prostrate at your feet. Teacher of gods and all embodiment of all Buddhas, source of the 84,000 holy Dhammas. You stand out among the whole host of Aryas, kind Guru, I prostrate to you. To the Gurus dwelling in the 3 times and 10 directions, the 3 precious sublime ones, and all worthy of homage, with faith and conviction and an ocean of lyric praise, I prostrate, manifesting as many bodies as atoms as in the universe. So now go, yeah, we skip through, yeah. We go through to the next verse. Yes, exactly. So now, again, now we've done the prostrations. Now we do a series of verses, and just again read the headings. It's very helpful. Refuge Savior, perfect pure Guru, together with your retinue, I present you oceans of clouds of various offerings. From spacious, well-arranged vessels, radiant and precious, flow gently forth streams of purifying nectar water. On trees, excellently spread out individually as a garland's beautiful flowers fill the earth and sky. Blue summer clouds of smoke, fragrance incense billow in the heavens, joyfully dancing light from suns, moons, jewels, and flaming lamps dispels the darkness of a billion-fold world systems. Perfumes imbued with fragrances of camphor, sandalwood, and saffron, collected from everywhere into great lakes, nourishing food and drink of 100 flavors. Delicacies of gods and humans are piled high as Mount Meru, pleasing melodies from an endless variety of various instruments filled with 3 realms. Goddesses and offering and desire objects holding symbols of sight, sound, smell, taste, and touch pervade all directions. Mount Meru and the 4 continents, the 7 precious substances, the 7 secondary precious objects, and so forth, perfect environments and beings that give rise to complete joy, a great treasure of all that gods and humans use and desire, I present 1,000,000,000 times over with a mind of pure faith to the supreme field, the treasure of compassion, the refuge savior. No, we'll do that verse. We'll go back. Do that one verse. Rinpoche's added, yeah. May I and sentient beings meet the teachings of the victorious one, Losang Dragpa, who live in an eminent life endowed with pure morality, a brave heart of doing the Bodhisattva's extensive deeds, and the yoga of the 2 stages of supreme transcendental wisdom of non-dual bliss and emptiness. Om Guru Bodhis Idam Guru Ratna Mandala Kam Niryatayami. Now another series of offering verses. To please you, perfect pure Guru, I offer a delightful garden, enchanting everyone with 1,000-petal lotuses growing on the shore of a wish-granting ocean. Offerings actually arranged and mentally emanated, arising from the white actions of existence and peace, beautified with all kinds of flowers, the worldly and transcendent virtues of the 3 doors of myself and others, emitting Samadabhadra offerings, 100,000 fragrances, and laden with the fruits of the 3 trainings, 2 stages, and 5 paths. I offer a drink of Chinese tea, saffron bright, imbued with delicious scents and rich with 100 flavors, the 5 hooks, 5 lamps, and so forth, are purified, transformed, and increased into an ocean of nectar. I offer illusion-like wisdom mothers of youthful splendor, slender and skilled in the 64 arts of love, a host of beautiful messenger dakinis, field-born, mantra-born, and simultaneously born. Unobstructed great transcendental wisdom, simultaneous with bliss, the sphere free from elaboration, the nature of all phenomena, spontaneous and indivisible beyond thought and expression, supreme, ultimate bodhicitta, I offer you. To cure the 404 diseases caused by delusions, I offer all kinds of wholesome medicine, and I offer myself as a servant to please you. Please keep me in your service as long as space endures. I think it's good we do these verses. Those of us who've taken bodhisattva vows, we renew them, and if you haven't, can we just read the little introduction first, Jennifer? Yeah, motivation. If we haven't, then aspire to take them when you feel the time is right. As Rinpoche's motivation has us thinking, the purpose of my life is not just to attain happiness for myself alone, but to free the numberless sentient beings from the oceans of samsaric sufferings and their causes, and to bring them to full enlightenment. In order to do that, I need to achieve enlightenment, and in order to do that, I need to generate bodhicitta. But generating bodhicitta alone is not enough. I also need to take the bodhisattva vows and keep it pure. Therefore, I'm going to reaffirm my bodhisattva vow. I take refuge in the three rare sublime ones. I confess all my negative actions individually. I rejoice in the virtues of transmigrating beings. I keep in mind a Buddha's enlightenment. I take refuge until I'm enlightened in the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Supreme Assembly. In order to fulfill the aims of myself and others, I will generate bodhicitta. Having generated the mind of supreme enlightenment, I will invite all sentient beings to be my guests. I will undertake the pleasing supreme conduct of enlightenment. May I become a Buddha to benefit transmigrating beings. I take refuge in the three sublime ones. I confess all my negative actions individually. I rejoice in the virtues of transmigratory beings. I keep in mind a Buddha's enlightenment. I take refuge until I'm enlightened in the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Supreme Assembly. In order to fulfill the aims of myself and others, I will generate bodhicitta. Having generated the mind of supreme enlightenment, I will invite all sentient beings to be my guests. I'll undertake the pleasing supreme conduct of enlightenment. May I become a Buddha to benefit transmigratory beings. I take refuge in the three rare sublime ones. I confess all my negative actions individually. I rejoice in the virtues of transmigratory beings. I keep in mind a Buddha's enlightenment. I take refuge until I'm enlightened in the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Supreme Assembly. In order to fulfill the aims of myself and others, I'll generate bodhicitta. Having generated the mind of supreme enlightenment, I will invite all sentient beings to be my guests. I'll undertake the pleasing supreme conduct of enlightenment. May I become a Buddha to benefit transmigrating beings. And then as Rinpoche says, go back, yeah. Think strongly that those trainings that were broken are now restored, and those that were kept are strengthened. Rejoice that you have made your life meaningful. So now those of us who've taken tantric vows from having taken highest yoga tantra, if we have, then we renew by reciting these various commitments to the 19 Buddha families. And if we haven't, then again make a strong aspiration to do this when the time is right. Even if I practice the parinirvana path, it will take me 3 countless great eons to achieve enlightenment. For myself, no matter how long it takes and no matter how difficult it is, that doesn't matter. But it means that my kind mother sentient beings will have to continue to suffer so much and wait so long. Therefore, I must achieve enlightenment as quickly as possible. In order to do this, I need to take the tantric vow and keep it pure. Therefore, I'm going to reaffirm my tantric vow. So basically, this is, as I'm saying, is just a reciting of the commitment to the 19 Buddha families, which is the essence of of what happened, what we're doing when we've taken highest yoga tantra initiation. All Buddhas and Bodhisattvas, please listen to me. I say the name of the family that you were given when you did your empowerment. From now until I reach the essence of enlightenment, will generate holy, peerless bodhicitta, and just as all the Buddhas of the 3 times have ensured themselves of enlightenment by generating it. I will uphold the vows arising from the yogas of the Buddha type. I'll individually and firmly observe the 3 moralities, training in morality, gathering virtuous qualities, and enacting the purpose of sentient beings. I will rely on the peerless 3 rare sublime ones, Buddha, Dharma, and Sangha, family of Vairochana. I will correctly uphold the Vajra bell and mudra of the great supreme Vajra type, as well as honor my teachers, the Buddha family of Akshobhya. For the delightful commitments of the great supreme Ratna type, I'll practice the 4 types of generosity every day at the 6 times Ratna Sambhava. For the pure great Padma type, which arose from great enlightenment, I will uphold the holy Dharma of the outer secret and 3 vehicles, Amitabha. And for the great supreme Karma type, I will correctly and individually uphold all these vows and make as many offerings as possible. I will generate the holy peerless bodhicitta. I will uphold all my vows without exception for the welfare of all sentient beings. I will uphold all the general and specific vows and commitments. We'll just do this 2 more times. We'll just do that. No, sorry, please forgive me. The last verse we'll do for this first time, and then we'll just repeat this last 2 lines 2 more times. No, the last 2 lines at the bottom. At the bottom. This one, yeah. I will deliver those not delivered, liberate those not liberated, give breath to those unable to breathe, and place all beings in the state beyond sorrow. I will uphold all the general and specific vows and commitments of the 5 types of Buddhas without exception. I will deliver those not delivered, liberate those not liberated, give breath to those unable to breathe, and place all beings in the state beyond sorrow. I will uphold all the general and specific vows and commitments of the 5 types of Buddhas without exception. I will deliver those not delivered, liberate those not liberated, give breath to those unable to breathe, and place all beings in the state beyond sorrow. Okay. Go back. Sorry, what Michelle normally. Can we go back? What happened to this little? Okay, at the end of the 3 repetitions, think strongly that the trainings that were broken have been restored and those that were kept have been strengthened. And now that we do the rest of the verses of the 7 limbs, now confession and the others, the rest. Whatever non-virtuous negative actions I have done from beginning this time, caused others to do, in which I rejoice, before those having great compassion, I confess them with regret and vow never to commit them again. Though all phenomena lack the characteristic of inherent existence, we rejoice from the depths of our hearts in the dreamlike bliss and joy of all ordinary beings in our ears and in every virtue that has ever arisen. Keep going, it's okay. Of course, yeah. So just for a second, like 30 seconds. I think we don't appreciate the practice of rejoicing. It sounds kind of boring having positive thoughts, you know. I mean, we see that negative thoughts continuously come, but we have to conjure positive ones. So just even for a few seconds now, Rinpoche says it's inconceivable just to have positive thoughts, rejoicing for other people. Just think all the holy beings, we are amazed and delighted at their work. And anybody, any sentient being who even has one kind thought, we delight for them. And in our own virtue, be so happy that we're practicing as well as we can, you know, and try to really mean it to ourselves. I mean, this practice is like putting atomic bombs under the negativity, just to think these positive thoughts. Please let fall a rain of profound and extensive Dharma from 100,000 billowing clouds of perfect wisdom and compassion, so that the jasmine garden of the benefit and bliss of infinite transmigratory beings may be born, abide long, and grow. Your Vajra body is subject to neither birth nor death, but is a vessel of the mighty King Unification. Please abide forever according to our wishes, not passing beyond sorrow until samsara ends. I dedicate the merits of the virtues of thus created, that we may be inseparably guided in all our lives by perfect pure gurus who are kind in the 3 ways, and thereby attain the unified state of Vajradhara. Now, where are we now? To keep going. So now we can requesting, now that we've done the preliminaries, then we set up the visualization, we invited the wisdom beings, we've done a series of the prostration verses of the 7 limbs, the offering verses, and now we finish the 7 limbs, and now we're doing a series of requests to the holy gurus. Look at the headings every time, it's so helpful. Source of qualities, great ocean of moral discipline, treasury brimming with jewels of much hearing, master, second Buddha clad in saffron, elder Vinaya holder, I make request to you. You have the 10 qualities suitable for one to teach the path of those gone to bliss, Lord of Dharma, representative of all conquerors, Mahayana virtuous friend, I make request to you. You are wise, patient, honest, without pretense or guile. Your 3 doors well subdued. You have both sets of 10 qualities, no mantra and tantra, and are skilled in drawing and explaining. Foremost Vajra holder, I make request to you. To those untamed by countless past Buddhas, the unruly transmigratory beings of this degenerate age, who are difficult to subdue, you accurately show the good way of those gone to bliss, a compassionate refuge savior, I make request to you. When the sun of the moon sets because of the times, you enact the deeds of a conqueror for the many transmigratory beings who lack a refuge savior, compassionate refuge savior, I make request to you. Even one of your paws is for us a field of merit, more highly praised than all the conquerors of the 3 times and 10 directions. Compassionate refuge savior, I make request to you. Adorned with the Sugata's 3 bodies and ornamental wheels, you manifest from an alluring net of skillful means in an ordinary form to lead all beings. Compassionate refuge savior, I make request to you. Your aggregates, elements, sources, and limbs are in nature the wisdom fathers and mothers of the 5 types of Sugatas, bodhisattvas and wrathful protectors, supreme guru in nature the 3 rare sublime ones, I make request to you. Arising from the play of omniscient transcendental wisdom, you are the essence of 10 million mandala cycles, pervading Lord of 100 types of Buddhas, foremost Vajra holder, unified primordial savior, I make request to you. Unobscured, inseparable from the play of simultaneous joy, pervading everything in motion and at rest, the nature of all things, free from beginning or end, all good, actual, ultimate bodhicitta, I make request to you. You are the Guru, you are the Yidam, you are the Dakini and Dhamma protector from now until enlightenment. I'll seek no other refuge than you. In this life, the Bardo, and all future lives, hold me with your hook of compassion. Free me from the fears of samsara and nirvana. Grant all attainments, be my constant companion, and guard me from interferences. You are the Guru, you are the Yidam, you are the Dakini and Dharma protector. From now until enlightenment, I shall seek no refuge other than you. In this life, the Bhagavan, all future lives, hold me with your hook of compassion. Free me from the fears of samsara and nirvana, grant all attainments. Be my constant companion and guard me from interferences. You are the Guru, you are the Yidam, you are the Dakini and Dharma protector. From now until enlightenment, I shall seek no refuge other than you. In this life, the Bhagavan, all future lives, hold me with your hook of compassion. Free me from the fears of samsara and nirvana, grant all attainments, and be my constant companion and guard me from interferences. By the force of having thus requested 3 times, nectar and light rays, bright red and dark blue, stream forth one by one and all together from the places of my Guru's holy body, speech, and mind, and absorb one by one and all together into my own 3 places. The 4 obscurations are purified and the 4 pure empowerments are received. I achieve the 4 kayas and am blessed by a replica of the Guru that happily absorbs into me. Just meditate for a moment on that. So now we can, I think, like to just do the very short sadhana, the short, but if you only see my screen very small, that's a great pity. That means you can't see it so well. We'll have to make it as big as I possibly can, because I don't know how to just make it what someone suggested before. I don't know how to do that. Let me just search for my text. See if I can make it as big as possible. Okay, so share. So that's tiny, is it, Jennifer?
It's okay. The font is good.
I'm just making it as big as I possibly can. Hang on.
No, actually, that's pretty good. That's the same size as before. So
Oh,
either way is good.
okay, we'll make it bigger then. Okay, let me just get it bigger. How's that?
That's
Oh,
huge.
You see, what
yeah.
happens, I think, when I squeeze the document smaller, is the font much bigger now? Is it better or not?
It's bigger. Yeah.
Better? You can all read it, people? You can. Okay, I'll try and make it bigger. Yeah. See, if I make the text bigger, if I make the document bigger, that I think for you makes it bigger, but yeah, okay. Let's have a look. Let's go on small again.
Honestly, it's good. It's quite big. It was just
Okay.
narrow before, but this is
I
good.
understand. Okay. Because I did it as a phone, it's done as a phone version, you see. So I just want to, okay, this extremely abbreviated, Rinpoche wrote to us because he said we're all so lazy, which is so kind because it takes like 5 minutes to do it. But because we've preceded it with Lama Tsongkhapa and created so much virtue, seeing ourselves as a deity, making all those requests, all those practices, all those prostrations, all those offerings, then we, in our heart, it's very rich. So from our hearts, we do this. So this abbreviated sog offering should be preceded by self-generation into any highest yoga tantra deity on the basis of refuge, bodhicitta, succession, or Lama Tsongkhapa, which we've done. So then the requisite substances of bala and mandala, and you must have them there, Jennifer, and hopefully other people have got those in their house, and I've got them here too in front of my Tsongkhapa. I've got the various substances here.
And sorry, George and Veronica are just going to do prostrations now before offering the Bala Mandana and Blue Bowl.
What are they doing? What happened to them?
They're just doing 3 prostrations right now as a
Oh.
preliminary to the offering.
They did them in the beginning. Oh, I see. I see what you're saying. No, I see what you're saying. Now I understand. Well, so we just have to visualize to the Lama. Yeah, that's wonderful. We visualize to the Lama. We visualize the Lama is right here, even though we're not very clairvoyant, we can't see. But wherever in your images, you visualize the Lama right here, all of us. So now, if we can, okay. Now here we bless it first. We bless it first. So we hold it. So it's one. Yeah, we'll bless it first. So emaho, food, drink, 5 meats, 5 nectars, that which is his skull, is in the nature of bliss and voidness, purified, actualized, and increased by the 3 vajras. It becomes an ocean of uncontaminated nectar. Oma hung, oma hung, oma hung. So the best of our ability, we can imagine. I mean, I've got a few little things here. You've probably got some things there. As Rinpoche always says, is to think as big as possible, So we visualize, literally, as it says in a skull, this magnificent, amazing transcendental nectar. One of the key things they all tell us, the Lamas tell us about Tantra, we suffer in the world because of ignorance, because of delusions, but the particular way we suffer, according to the tantric philosophical view, because of this ignorance, we see everything as very gross, very mundane, very, very, very low. So the main thing we're trying to do in Tantra is literally lift our view, to literally see things in the nature of transcendental bliss and emptiness, you know. So we train when we've taken empowerment to see ourselves as a deity, to see everybody else as a deity. So when an ugly person shouts at you, it's a wrathful deity. When a person's sweet to you, it's a peaceful deity. All sound as mantra, and the entire environment as the pure land of all the Buddhas. That's what we're trying to do, to lift our view. So we're visualizing this skull, and in it this blissful transformed nectar as big as the universe, represented by our little offerings. That's fine, but in our mind we think of it as vast as space. Okay, and we think, as it says, it becomes an ocean of uncontaminated nectar. Om Ahung, Om Ahung, Om Ahung. And now we can do the offering, dearest Veronica and dearest George. You're right there. Wonderful. Oh, in order to please this assembly of the root and lineage gurus, the Yidams, Vajrayogini, and so forth, the three jewels in the ocean of Dakinis and oath-bound protectors, together with the beings of the six realms who have been my mothers, I present this blessed offering of inseparable bliss and void. Om Ahung, Om Ahung. Having joyfully received this, may all degenerated vows be renewed. Please lead us quickly to the pure land of the Dakinis, and having quickly caused a great rain of supreme and common accomplishments to fall, may all the obscuring false appearances of all motherly beings be effortlessly purified this very moment. And we just, as Rinpoche says, we recite 3 times or any number. Ho, in order to please this assembly of the root and lineage gurus, the Yidams, Vajrayogini, and so forth, the three jewels in the ocean of Dakinis and earthbound protectors, together with the beings of the 6 realms who have been my mothers, I present this blessed offering of inseparable bliss and void, Om Mahung. Having joyfully received this, may all degenerated vows be renewed. Please lead us quickly to the pure land of the Dakinis, and having quickly caused a great rain of supreme and common accomplishments to fall, may all the obscuring false appearances of all motherly beings be effortlessly purified this very moment. One more time. Ho, in order to please this assembly of the root and lineage gurus, the Yidam, Vajrayogini, and so forth, the 3 jewels in the ocean of Dakinis and oathbound protectors, together with the beings of the 6 realms who have been my mothers, I present this blessed offering of inseparable bliss and void. Om Ahung, having joyfully received this, may all degenerated vows be renewed. Please lead us quickly to the pure land of the Dakinis, and having quickly caused a great rain of supreme and common accomplishments to fall, may all the obscuring false appearances of all motherly beings be effortlessly purified this very moment. And if you have the offerings there, you can taste and experience it as great bliss. In these degenerate, just read Rinpoche's colophon. In these degenerate times, there are those who are like Mount Meru when it comes to taking commitments upon themselves, but like the smallest atoms when it comes to practicing. So in order to heal degenerated commitments by all sorts, and in order to please the glorious Holy Guru, I, Thupten Zopa, a so-called incarnation, with great delight have written this at the time of the New Year of the Wood Tiger. Also by this may the teachings of the victorious Losang Dragpa remain for a long time to come. The initial practice of blessing the Tsog was extracted from a tantric food offering by Kitty Sencha Rinpoche. So now we can finish with, we can do the lamrim, because it will do the foundation of all good qualities, a short one. Why doesn't that go away? Why doesn't it close? Okay, so now I'll have to find that, Jennifer. Let's hope you can see it on my screen. Okay, here we go. I don't know if it's an old version or a new version. Can you see it? Is it clear, people? Can you read it?
It's great.
Good, okay. So now then we will finish with the auspicious verses and the dedication verses at the end, and then we'll do the chanting the names first. After this, we can do chanting the names, and then we can finish the dedication prayers. The foundation of all good qualities is the kind and perfect Guru. Correctly following the Guru is the root of the path, but my clearly seeing this and applying great effort, please bless me to rely upon the Guru with great respect. When I've discovered that the precious freedom of this rebirth is found only once, it's extremely difficult to find again and is greatly meaningful. Please bless me to unceasingly generate the mind, taking its essence day and night. This body and life are changing like a water bubble. Remember how quickly they perish and death comes after death. Just like a shadow follows the body, the results of black and white karma follow. When I've found definite conviction in this, please bless me always to be conscientious in abandoning even the slightest collection of shortcomings and in accomplishing all virtuous deeds. When I have recognized the shortcomings of samsaric perfections, there's no satisfaction in enjoying them. They are the door to all suffering, and they cannot be trusted. Please bless me to generate a strong wish for the bliss of liberation. Through my being led by this pure thought with great remembrance, alertness, and conscientiousness, please bless me to make keeping the individual liberation vows the root of the teachings my essential practice. Just as I has fallen into the sea of samsara, so have all mother transmigratory beings. So by seeing this, please bless me to train in supreme bodhicitta, which bears the responsibility of freeing transmigratory beings. Even if I develop only bodhicitta without familiarizing myself with the three types of morality, I cannot achieve enlightenment. By my seeing this well, please bless me to keep the vow of the sons of the victorious ones with fervent effort. By my having pacified distractions to wrong objects and correctly analyzed the meaning of reality, please bless me to quickly generate within my mind stream the unified path of calm abiding and special insight. When I become a suitable vessel by training in the common path, please bless me to immediately enter the holy gateway of the fortunate beings, the supreme of all vehicles, the Vajrayana. At that time, the basis of accomplishing the two attainments is keeping my vows and samayas purely. When I have gained effortless conviction in this, please bless me to protect them, even at the cost of my life. Then, when I have realized exactly the vital points of the two stages, the essence of the tantric sets, and I'm enjoying the yoga of the 4 sessions with effort, without being constracted by non-meditation objects, please bless me to accomplish these according to the teachings of the holy beings. Thus, may the virtuous friends who reveal the noble path and the spiritual practitioners who correctly accomplish it have long lives. Please bless me to pacify completely the collections of outer and inner obstacles. In all my lives, never separated from perfect pure gurus, may I enjoy the magnificent Dharma, and by completing the qualities of the grounds and paths, may I quickly attain the state of Vajradhara. So now, doesn't close. There it is. So now we can do, that's Lama Chirpa. So those who only want to do Lama Chirpa, then you can say bye-bye. But if you'd like to stay about 30 more minutes, we can do, it'll be very fast. So if that stresses you out having it fast, then I'm sorry, but it's good. If we do too slowly, we get, I don't know what, but we'll do fast. Takes about 30 minutes, people, chanting the names. So let me see if this reads well, Jennifer. Let me see.
Okay, I do have it if you need it.
I know I've done this version. Maybe it doesn't go so well. So here, is that readable? Is that big? I've done versions to read on the phone, which are very narrow.
Right. It's big. The text is big. It's just a lot of scrolling, but it's good.
Yeah, no, yeah, because I do so many things on the phone now, because most people read things on the phone, so it's better than doing 4-point, squeezing it and going across. But now on the computer, it's scrolling, but that's okay. So here we go. This is, as I said, this is prayer that His Holiness said we should do. And it seems very esoteric. I mean, it says chanting the names. It seems every word in this thing for 30 minutes must be one of the many synonyms for Manjushri. I don't know what it means, really. It's very puzzling, but I rather love doing it. Chapter 1, the request. So then Vajradhara, ever glorious, supreme subduer of the heart to tame, the hero conquering the triple world, the Vajra lord and master of all secrets, with eyes wide open like white lotuses, his face just like a lily in full bloom, with shaking in his hand repeatedly the Vajra of the highest excellence, accompanied by countless Vajrapanis with features such as fierce turbulent brows, subduers of the hard to tame, heroes appearing with heroic hideous forms, brandishing in their hands their mighty Vajras, the tips of which emit intensive light, great benefactors to all living beings through skill, through insight, and through great compassion. With pleased and happy attitudes, with joy, their bodies are those of wrathful deities, protectors who assist the Buddha's deeds, their bodies bowing reverentially, paid homage to the true awakened one, protector, blessed one, Tathagata, and joining his 2 palms respectfully, he said before the Lord the following. O omnipresent Lord, for my well-being, with due concern for me and for my sake, that I may reach complete awakening upon the basis of illusion's net, and for the sake of every living being sunk deep into the mud of ignorance, their thoughts disturbed by various afflictions, so they may obtain the highest fruit. May you, the most supreme awakened one, the blessed one, the world's guru and teacher, who knows the great Samaya's reality, aware of wishes and abilities, reveal to us the great name chanting of the wisdom body of the blessed one, the great Ushnisha, master of all speech, the self-arising wisdom emanation, the wisdom deity called Manjushri, these names with meaning both profound and vast, of great significance, unmatched, serene, with goodness at their start, middle, and end, proclaimed by Buddhas of the eons past, and to be taught by Buddhas yet to come, and taught not once but time and time again by all the Buddhas of the present age, which were respectfully recited in illusion's net, the Tantra most supreme, by the multitudes of mighty Vajrapanis, the joyous guardians of secret mantras. Just this I shall uphold with firm resolve until I reach my final liberation, so that I may become, O great protector, the bearer of the Buddha's every secret. And this I shall reveal to living beings according to each one's capacity, in order that afflictions may be quelled, so ignorance may fully be dispelled. With the request of the Tathagata, the master of all secrets, Vajrapani, his body bowed, his palms politely joined, then stood before the Lord devotedly. Chapter 2. So just, not have to read, but just contemplate the meaning, if you like, as I say it. So the blessed one, Lord Shakyamuni, the best of men, the fully awakened one, extending from his mouth his handsome tongue, a tongue unmatched in both its breadth and length, displaying a gentle smile to living beings, a smile that fills the threefold world with light, that tames the enemy, the four maras, that ends unwanted birth in all three forms. His voice melodious like that of Brahma, completely filling all the triple world, replied as follows to the Lord of Secrets, to Vajrapani, strongest of the strong. To you, abounding in supreme compassion and aiming to assist all living beings, are willing and prepared to hear from me this evil-quelling, purifying chanting. The chanting of the name, so filled with meaning, of Manjushri's embodiment of wisdom. How truly excellent, O Vajradhara, how excellent of you, O Vajrapani. And so I shall, O master of all secrets, reveal just that to you most splendidly. With single-minded focus, listen well. How excellent, responded Vajrapani, so truly excellent, O blessed one. Chapter 3, the survey of the 6 families. And then the blessed one, Lord Shakyamuni, surveyed in full the family great with mantras, the family of the vidyas and the mantras, the family that is threefold by its nature, the family of and yet beyond the world, the family great in brightening the world, the foremost family of Mahamudra, and so the family great with great Ushnishas. Chapter 4, the stages of awakening according to illusion's net. And then about the Lord of Speech, he spoke these verses, which include 6 kingly mantras, which manifest from non-duality, which bear the quality of non-arising. A, I, U, E, O, Ang, A, Shito, Shridi, Jnana, Mutira, Ham, Buddho, Buddhanam, Tra, Dvar, Vatinam, Om Vajra, Tikshna, Dukkha, Cheda, Prajna, Jnana, Mutaye, Jnana Kaya, Vagishvara, Pachanaye, Te Nama. Chapter 5, the great Vajradhatu, Mandala. And so he is the blessed one, the Buddha, awakened fully, born of the letter R. He is the letter R, the foremost phoneme, supreme most syllable with meaning great, arising from great vital force, unborn beyond expression, based on words or speech, the foremost cause of every form of speech, the shining forth of every kind of language, great feast who takes the form of great passion, producing bliss in every sentient being, great feast who takes the form of great anger, great enemy of every mental poison, great feast who is by nature great delusion, delusions vanquish ever deluded minds, great feast who is in essence great fury, great adversary to all furiousness. Great feast who takes the form of great desire, who vanquishes desire in all forms. He is great carnal lust, his great bliss, his great happiness, his great joy, with great appearance bearing form supreme, with great complexion marked by great physique, with great renown, the great munificent one, his mandala voluminous and great, the bearer of the mighty sword of wisdom, the foremost goad for taming great afflictions, possessing great renown, his glory great, his brightness great, his luster most supreme, those most wise, upholder of the great illusion, fulfiller of the great illusion's aims, enraptured by the great illusion's rapture, the great illusion's great illusionist, the foremost lord of great munificence, supreme upholder of great discipline, intense supporter of great great tolerance, with valor rooted in great diligence, samadhi resting through great meditation, endowed with bodies flowing from great wisdom, both great in strength and great in skillful means, a brimming ocean filled with vows and knowledge, by nature great in kindness, limitless, the foremost mind, enriched by great compassion, of great insight, of great intelligence, great dexterous one, with methods ever great, commanding powers and great miracles, with driving force supreme, with speed unmatched, renowned great lord of foremost majesty, most valorous owing to his great might, destroying the massive mountain of becoming unyielding, but holding strong a massive Vajra, great terrifying lord, the great cruel one, provoking fear in great and daunting creatures, protector as the greatest of all vidyas, a guru as the greatest of all mantras, traversing well the Mahayana's path, himself the Mahayana's foremost way. Chapter 6, the wisdom of the immaculate Dharmadhatu. He is Mahavairochana, the Buddha, great sage, observing great intensive silence arising from the great mantra way. He is at heart the great mantra way, accomplished in the 10 paramitas, having the 10 paramitas as home, in whom the 10 paramitas are pure, for whom the 10 paramitas are means, protected, reigning over all 10 grounds, residing steadily on all 10 grounds, made pure in nature by the tenfold knowledge, maintaining purity through tenfold knowledge, with tenfold forms, intent on tenfold content, with tenfold strength, pervasive Lord of sages, achieving every aim for every being, endowed with tenfold mastery, supreme, beginningless, complexity devoid, by nature pure, reality and essence unwavering, a speaker of the truth with speech and actions perfectly aligned, a teacher of the non-dual truth, non-dual, atop reality's most lofty peak, with selflessness as wild lions roar, instilling fear in deer like misled seekers, with journeys fruitful, travelling everywhere, as swift as thought in all Tathagatas, a victor, slayer of foes, triumphant lord, a universal king with forces great, assembly head, instructor for assemblies, assembly lord, assembly chief, the ruler, most influential, bearing precious burdens, not other bound, his way the greatest way, the lord of speech, the master of expression, most skilled in words, adept with language, truthful with boundless words, the teacher of the truth, providing teachings on the fourfold path, truth, not coming back, not turning round. Rhino, the leader of the Pratyeka Buddha, has gone forth by going forth in different ways, the single cause of all great elements. Arhat Bhikshu, defilements exhausted, devoid of passion, master of the senses, arrived at comfort, met with security, for he, having cooled down, is free from stains, equipped in full with knowledge, and its base, like Sugata, best knower of the world, not thinking me, not clinging onto mine, establishing the system of true truths. Upon the edge of cyclic life's far shore, with deeds accomplished, resting on the bank, emerging from untainted lone awareness with sword-like insight ever penetrating, the Son, the Dharma King, the noble Dharma, supreme illuminator of the world, the Dharma Lord, the sovereign of the Dharma, the teacher of path to excellence, accomplishing all goals, fulfilling aims, completely free from wants of any kind, bereft of thought and non-depleting source, the Dharma source supreme beyond decay, enriched by merits gathering, unique great wisdom, rich, aware of what exists and what does not, while gathering the twofold gathering, eternal Yogan King of everywhere, the object in the mind of concentration, the master of intelligent reflection, for by oneself alone he is experienced, immovable, the ultimate beginning, the holder of the three enlightened bodies, the Buddha formed of 5 embodiments, the omnipresent made of 5 wisdoms, his diadem with 5 awakened ones, with all 5 eyes, maintaining non-attachment, the great progenitor of all the Buddhas. The Buddha's eminent and foremost son, arising from the world of true insight, the sourceless Dharma source existence ending, comprised of Vajras, holy, dense and firm, the newborn sovereign ruler of the world, emerging from the sky, the self-arisen, a massive blaze of knowledge and of insight, illuminating beacon of great light, a lamp of wisdom shining brilliantly, a light for beings, a lantern unto wisdom, the supreme, with energy supreme, most radiant, the Vijay King, the greatest mantras Lord, the mantra King, achieving noble aims, the great Ushnisha, marvelous Ushnisha, the Lord of space, revealer of all things, the best embodiment of every Buddha with eyes, the joy of every living being, creator, manifesting varied forms, great sage, deserving praise, deserving worship, a mantran born unto the triple family, upholding mantras of the foremost pledge, the greatest bearer of the triple gem, who teaches all 3 peerless vehicles, with snare unfailing, most victorious, the snatcher ever great, the Vajra snare, the Vajra hook, the snare of excellence. Chapter 7, the mirror-like wisdom, called Vajrabharava, he is terrific. 6-faced, the king of anger, hideous, 6-eyed, 6-armed, the ever-powerful, bearing his terrible fangs, a skeleton, hala, hala, 100 faces proud, the Yama killer, ruling obstacles, instilling fear with Vajra impetus, the Vajra-hearted, famous for his Vajra, with belly large with Vajras of illusion, the Vajra-born, the sovereign of the Vajra, akin to space, his core comprised of Vajras, unmoving, haughty with his single dreadlock, his clothes an elephant's raw hide, still moist, the great terrific one who cries ha ha, who screams he, instilling fervent fear, his laugh a screeching laugh, a booming laugh, he is the Vajra laugh, the mighty howl. He is the noble Sattva, Vajrasattva, the Vajra's sovereign lord, the highest bliss, the Vajra's wrathfulness, the highest joy, intoning hungs, the Vajra hunkara, with Vajra arrow serving as his weapon, his sword comprised of Vajras slashing all, upholding every Vajra bearing, with just a single Vajra ending strife, with eyes like Vajra fire, truly dreadful, with hair that's like a Vajra set ablaze, immersion of the Vajra, great immersion, with eyes like Vajra's eyes 100-fold, with Vajra hairs that sprout upon his body, his unique figure marked by Vajra hairs with nails advancing Vajras at their tips, with skin that's solid like a Vajra's core, the splendid master donning Vajra garlands adorned with Vajra fashioned ornaments, with booming voices, laughter, crying ha ha, 6-syllable, producing Vajra rumbles, great Manjugosha, sound supremely loud, a roar unique unto the threefold world, the voice that reaches every bound of space, preeminent amongst all voice endowed. The wisdom, chapter 8, the wisdom of discernment. He is a being who's fully realized truth, reality, its peak in selflessness, supreme in propagating emptiness, unspoken, teaching both the deep and vast. The Dharma conch emitting piercing sound, the Dharma gong, with lasting resonance, arriving at unbound liberation. He is the Dharma drum in all directions, without a form, with handsome form, supreme, replete with forms diverse, comprised of mind, with splendor shining through his every form, with all reflections under his control, invincible, renowned as Lord Supreme. The Lord Supreme who rules the threefold world, abiding on the noble's lofty path, great source of flourishing, the Dharma's crown, with youthful form unique unto all worlds, the elder, senior, father of all beings, adorned with 32 auspicious marks, most beautiful, most handsome in all worlds, a teacher teaching mundane good and knowledge, the teacher to all beings, most confident, the world's most trusted guide, protector, savior, the refuge unsurpassed, the guardian, with rich enjoyments filling all of space, the knowledge ocean of omniscient beings, while smashing through the shell of ignorance and breaking through the cage of psychic life, the thorough queller of intense affliction, arriving at samsara's opposite shore, his crown, the crown of wisdom consecration, his ornaments comprising perfect Buddhas, the soother of the pain of threefold pain, the ender of the trio, ending free, arriving at the threefold liberation, and completely free from every obscuration, having achieved equality sky-like, beyond the stains of every last affliction, aware of timelessness in all three times, most eminent amongst all sentient beings, the crown amongst those crowned with noble virtues, completely free from every kind of substrate, established firmly on the path of space, a splendid wish-fulfilling jewel in hand, the best of all that's precious, omnipresent. Great wish-fulfilling tree, most plentiful, the greatest of all great auspicious vases, fulfilling the aims of living beings, a doer, an ally, most beloved to all creatures, aware of good and bad, aware of time, the omnipresent knower of the pledges, upholding pledges, conscious of occasions, awake to varied aptitudes in beings, with expertise in threefold liberation. With virtues, knowing virtue, knowing Dharma, auspicious source of all auspiciousness, of all auspicious things, the most auspicious, great splendor, glory, good, most prosperous, great reassurances, foremost celebration, great joyousness of the highest form of pleasure, abundance, reverence, action, venerable, great happiness, the noble Lord of splendor, the greatest granter of all wishes wished for, the highest source of refuge, refuge granting, the fearsome enemy of potent danger, alleviating danger in all forms, with tufts of hair, with plumes of luscious hair, with matted locks, cord tied, 5 face with 5 hair tufts, his head well crowned, his head adorned with garlands of 5 strands, upholding great observances, head shaven, the foremost of observances, chaste student with great austerities, perfected fully, he is the greatest bather, Gautama, a Brahmin, knower of Brahman, arrived at full in Brahman, at Brahman nirvana, awakening its branches, liberation, release, complete tranquility, quiescence, nirvana, peacefulness, tranquility, approaching graceful entry to nirvana, the culmination, ending pain and pleasure, the state devoid of passion, free from substrates, beyond defeat, unmatched, unmanifest, unmatched, not making manifest, appearance free, pervasive, timeless, fully omnipresent, minute, beyond defilement, seed free, unstained, devoid of passion, passionless, controlling humors, free from every illness, by nature most awakened, fully awake, omniscient, knowing everything supreme, beyond reality as consciousness, pristine awareness, bearing non-dual form, beyond conceptualization, effort free, acting as Buddhas do in every age, the Buddha endless and beginningless, the Buddha at the start, devoid of sequence, with wisdom as his only eye, unstained, Tathagata with wisdom as his body, the sovereign of all language, great debater, the king of discourse, best of orators, the best and greatest of communicators, the unassailable, the lion of speech, with universal vision, true delight, with fire garlands, handsome to behold, the endless knot, most radiant, great luster, with shining rays in hand, providing light, the best and foremost of all great physicians, unequaled in removing thorns of pain, a tree providing medicine for all, a foe opposing every malady, the lovely crowning jewel of all 3 worlds, a cluster of the stars most glorious, the end of space in all its 10 directions, the hoisting high of Dharma's victory flag, sharing one large umbrella with the world, with love and kindness as his mandala, the celebrated lotus dance, lord of dance, pervasive with his precious parasol, the blazing energy of all the Buddhas, with bodies fully shared by all the Buddhas, the highest union form with all the Buddhas, the single teaching taught by all the Buddhas, most glorious with Vajraratna's blessing, the highest sovereign lord of Savaratna, the king of supreme of Sarva, the king supreme of Sarva Rokesvara, the lord on high of Sarva Vajradhara, the quintessential mind of Sara Buddha, residing in the mind of every Buddha, the greatest body born by every Buddha, the lovely speech enriching every Buddha, the scorching brightness from the Vajra sun, with stainless luster from the Vajra moon, great passion of the passionless, and others with multicolored rays that brightly blaze, the perfect Buddha's perfect Vajra posture, retaining for all beings the Buddha's Dharma, the lotus Buddha's celebrated son, the knowledge treasurer for the omniscient, the sovereign king of controlling all illusions, the foremost master of the Buddha's spells, called Vajra Tikshna, supreme sword, supremely mighty, completely pure, the highest syllable and atop pain's remedy, the Mahayana, with Vajra Dharma as his mighty weapon, with Vajra depth, renowned as Jina Jik, with Vajra thought, aware of how things are, perfecting all perfections, perfectly adorned by all the grounds of bodhisattvas, the selflessness of pure phenomena, with luster that is moonlight unto knowledge, with great endeavors as illusory nets, the foremost master ruling every tantra, endowed with in full with every Vajra posture, completely furnished with all wisdom bodies, completely good with intellect supreme, the embryo of earth, sustaining being is great embryo from which all the Buddhas form, with emanation circles most diverse, the highest nature of all entities, supportive of the nature of all things, with goals for all the dharmas unarisen, supportive of the nature of all dharmas, with full awareness of phenomena in but an instant, as the wisest sage, with vivid realization of all dharmas. He is a sage with greatest intellect, the vanquisher of hosts of evil spirits, unwavering, completely pure in nature, grasping the wakefulness of perfect Buddhas, the direct realization of all Buddhas. He is the flame of wisdom, luminous, chapter 9, the wisdom of equality. The great fulfiller of desired aims, the purifier of all evil states, the greatest of all living beings, protector, the earnest liberator of all creatures, unrivaled knight in battle with afflictions, humiliating ignorance his foe, the celebrated mind of amorousness, endowed with forms heroic and repulsive, the dancer moving to and fro his hundreds of lengthy arms, while setting down his stride, the dancer spreading through the whole of space and filling it with Srimat's 100 arms, stood tall atop the surface of the earth, the soul of just 1 foot pervading all, stood tall atop the summit of the world, the nail of his big toe suppressing all, whose aim is one, whose aim is non-dual Dharma, whose aim is ultimate beyond destruction, whose mind consists in groups of consciousness with varied objects, forms, and cognizance, amused with every object of existence, a mind of passion, loving emptiness, transcending worldly passion, and the like, with great enjoyment of the threefold world, for the threefold world, with fair complexion, white like pristine clouds, with radiance like beams from autumn moons, with luster rivaling the morning sun, and with nails emitting lights of crimson red, whose handsome crown has sterling sapphires, whose hair has tips of sapphire deep blue, with glory from the light of his great jewel, adorned with emanations of the Buddhas, the shaker of 100 worldly realms, his strength the four miraculous powers, reality with mindfulness supreme, samadhi king of fourfold mindfulness, infused with sense from bloom on Bodhi's branches, an ocean of Tathagata virtues, with knowledge of the eightfold path, true way, with knowledge of the path of perfect Buddhas, the great attachment of all living beings, attachment free, comparable to space, when springing up in every creature's mind, he is for every being as swift as mind, aware of all the aptitudes of beings, while captivating every creature's mind with insight into aggregated natures, himself with fully pure 5 aggregates, atop the peak of every going forth, with most skilled in going forth in every way, established in all paths of going forth, the teacher of all forms of going forth, uprooting all becoming, with 12 links, endowed with purity in all 12 forms, his form the way of fourfold noble truth, with realization of the eightfold knowledge, with meaning of the truths in 12-fold form, aware of suchness in its 16 forms, with true awakening in 20 forms, awakened fully, knowing all supreme, dispatching countless sets of some 10 million embodiments of emanating Buddhas, the final realization of all moments, who knows each moment's object for all minds, and manifesting for the sake of beings with means derived from varied vehicles, gone forth by way of all 3 vehicles, remaining in the single vehicle's fruit, with purified afflictive spheres at heart, annihilating every karmic sphere, arrived atop dry land from flooding oceans, emerged from yoga's perilous dark grove, released from general minor and complete afflictions and their latent tendencies, with insight, means, and foremost empathy, achieving fruitful aims for living beings, abiding object free through all perceptions, with consciousness as object, with cessation, with every being the object of his mind, with knowledge as the mind of all the Buddhas, residing in the mind of every being, having become their mind's equality, and satisfying the mind of every being. He is for every being a great inner joy, confusion free regarding points of doctrine, completely free from error in all its forms, his thinking free from doubt, his object free, his object all his 3 properties by nature, throughout 3 times the content of 5 skandhas, discerning clearly each and every moment, awakening in but a single moment his basic nature, equal to all Buddhas, with body bodiless, the best of bodies, with realization of the peak of bodies, displaying his form in every possible way. He is the greatest stone, the precious gem. Chapter 10, the wisdom of performing actions. What all the perfect Buddhas are to know, the Buddha's unsurpassed awakening, devoid of syllables, yet born of mantra, arising from great mantra's 3-fold family, the father to the meaning of all mantras, the greatest Bindu, void of syllables, with great 5 syllables, great empty,
One 100-syllable devoid of bindu, endowed with every form, yet free from form, supporting half of 16 bindus, transcending every grouping, void of members, sustaining dhyana's fourth and final peak, aware of dhyanas, each and every aspect, with knowledge of samadhi's types and families, the best of bodies, body of samadhi, the sovereign king of all enjoyment bodies, the best of bodies, emanation body, the heir to emanations of the Buddhas, with varied emanations everywhere, while benefiting all, however needed, the sovereign of the gods, the god of gods, the Sura Lord, the ruler of immortals, the king of deities, the god's guru, the highest lord of pramatas, pramata. Emerged from cyclic life's imposing forest, a single teacher guru for all beings in every well-known world in all directions, the eminent bestower of the Dharma, concealed by armor made of loving kindness, well shielded by the shield of empathy, with wisdom sword in hand, with bow and arrow, concluding war with ignorance and kleshas, the Mara's enemy and tamer hero, eliminating threats from all four Maras, defeating all the armies of the Maras, a guide for living beings, the perfect Buddha, deserving homage, worthy of respect, deserving reverence, always honorable, deserving worship, worthy of regard, the highest guru, ever venerable, traversing all three worlds in just one stride, his step extending past the bounds of space, with knowledge of the three, well versed and pure, with sixfold higher knowledge and recall, the bodhisattva and mahasattva, with power great, transcending worldly life, perfected by his excellence of insight, now unified with insight's highest nature, the whole aware of self, aware of other, for fit for all he is the best of men, surpassing all to which he is compared, supremost lord of knowing in what's known, the foremost master of imparting Dharma, who shows the meaning of the fourfold seal, the most revered amongst all living beings, engaging, going forth on all three paths, with glory purified by ultimate truth, most fortunate within the threefold world, the celebrated source of all endowments, supreme among the glorious, Manjushri. Chapter 11, praise for the wisdom of the five Tathagatas. Homage to you, boon granter, best of Vajras, O summit of existence. Homage to you, whose source is emptiness, O Buddha's awakening. Homage to you, O passion of the Buddhas. Homage to you, desire of the Buddhas, I pay you homage. O love of every Buddha, homage to you, the joy of all the Buddhas, I pay you homage. O smile of every Buddha, homage to you, the laugh of all the Buddhas, I pay you homage. O speech of every Buddha, homage to you, the heart of all the Buddhas, I pay you homage. Arisen from non-being, homage to you, arisen from the Buddhas, arisen from the sky, homage to you, born of pristine wisdom, O net of illusion, homage to you, the Buddha's spectacle, homage to you, the everything of all, O body of wisdom, homage to you. Sarva Dharma Baba Swabhava Vishuddha Vajra Prakchi Prashi Shuddha Sara Dharma Yaruta Sarva Tatakata Janana Kaya Manjushri Parisuditam Upadayati Sarva Tathagata Shradayam Hara Hara Hum Shri Bhagavan Janana Muti Vagishvara Mahavacha Sarva Dharma Gaganamala Suparishuddha Dharma Dadu Janana Gaba. And then Vajradhara, ever glorious, most pleased and satisfied, with folded palms, prostrated to the Buddha, noble God, the blessed one, the Lord Tathagata, and with a host of other Vajrapanis of varied forms, the lords of Guyakas, sublime protectors, noble wrathful kings, he then exclaimed this effervescent praise. Protector, we rejoice. How excellent what you've clearly taught. Through you, our lofty aim has been achieved, which leads to true and full awakening. And there's a word missing in our version, so I'll read Burzen's version. And for the wandering world also, lacking a guardian, wishing for the fruit of complete liberation, this excellent and pure pathway, mind has been shown, the mode of travel of illusion's net. With largeness, vastness, and profundity, with meaning great, achieving beings' aims, justice comprises every Buddha's sphere. Justice is taught by all awakened ones. So we make a strong wish, strong prayer that we created the cause by doing this, by doing His Holiness's wishes. We stay close to Him, and by doing, and then creating the cause for Rinpoche to come back. So shall we do the swift prayer, return prayer, Jennifer?
Yes. Did you want
I've got
to finish the
I've got to finish Lama
the Guru
Tsongkhapa.
Puja?
Yeah, absolutely. I forgot. Yeah, for sure. Let's finish. Absolutely. I forgot. I'll stop sharing. There we go. Oh, I forgot.
Did you want to do the absorption into the merit field?
Just yeah, at the end of lamrim, that verse, exactly that verse 115, I think, right at the end of the lamrim, wasn't it? Isn't it?
Can you see my screen okay?
I can't see anything.
Oh, okay. Let me try again.
I see the people. Here we go. That's it. So now, just reminding ourselves, we did first the preliminary practices, bodhicitta. We absorbed Shakyamuni Buddha into us and meditated on emptiness, and then we manifested as our deity. And then we did the actual practice, inviting, setting up the visualization of Lama Tsongkhapa Doji Chung, and we invited the wisdom beings, and then we proceeded to create merit by doing the 7 limbs, basically, by doing a series of prostration verses, offerings, and then those requesting verses. And then we offered Tsog, and now we'll conclude by absorbing the merit field into us. So as it says, having thus been entreated, Supreme Guru, please grant this request so that you may bless me, happily come to the crown of my head, and once again set your radiant feet firmly at the corolla of my lotus heart. So if you can remember the visualization, all the holy beings absorb into Guru Shak, into Lama Tsongkhapa Doji Chung, and he absorbs from top to bottom all the way to the Vajradhara at the heart. And he comes and then absorbs into us, and then we dissolve. We can imagine, if we haven't taken initiation, we imagine just becoming oneness, our body, speech, and mind, oneness with the body, speech, and mind of all the holy beings. And if we have, then we can do the 3 kayas, just very briefly, dissolve into emptiness, meditate on the Dharmakaya. And now we can conclude with the dedication and auspicious verses. Whatever virtues were thus created, we dedicate as causes enabling us to uphold the holy Dharma of Scripture in realization to fulfill without exception the prayers and deeds of all the Tathagatas and Bodhisattvas of the 3 times. By the force of this merit, may we never be parted in all our lives from Mahayana's 4 wheels. May we reach the end of our journey along the paths of renunciation, bodhicitta, right view, and 2 stages. To the quality of whatever white virtues there are in samsara and nirvana, may all be auspicious for us to be free here and now from all misfortune and loss, and thus enjoy a glorious and perfect celestial treasure of temporal and ultimate virtue and goodness. May all be auspicious for the Buddha's teachings to remain long through your centers of Dharma, omniscient Losang Dragpa, being filled with hosts of renunciates, yogis, and yoginis, striving single-pointedly to master the pure trainings. Having received your blessings, Losang Dragpa, who from the time of your youth made request of the Supreme Guru deity, may there be auspiciousness of Losang Vajradhara, who spontaneously accomplishes the purpose of others. May all be auspicious for all our desired aims to swell like a lake in the summer rains, bringing an unbroken flow of rebirths of leisure in faultless families, so that we may pass our days and nights with your holy Dharma, Losang, and thus delight in the glories of perfection. By the collection of whatever virtues I and others have done and will do from now until enlightenment, may all be auspicious, holy, perfect, pure one, for your body of form to remain in this land, immutable, like a Vajra. That'll do. That's enough. Jennifer, just do the swift return prayer, I think. And that's it for today. We can go back to Christmas lunch or whatever we do. Okay. Peerless teacher and assembly of the children of the victorious ones, Shravakas and Pratyeka Buddhas, victorious Losang father and sons, along with the lineage masters, all the objects of refuge in infinite lands, please bestow the virtue and goodness of accomplishing this prayer here and now. Holding and spreading the Muni's precious and complete teachings, through explanation and practice, you wore the armor of patience and has never discouraged, incomparable, venerable Guru. To you I make request. While striving single-pointedly for the sake of victorious one's teachings, the sole gateway through which all benefit and happiness emerge, and from other living beings who suddenly departed to peace. What a great loss. Nevertheless, through the undeceiving truth of the blessings of the ocean of the 3 jewels and the great wave of bodhicitta of the children of the victorious ones, may the smile of a reincarnation swiftly beam in glory for fortunate disciples. Well, that's it, everybody. Thank you so much. Thank you for organizing, Veronica and Jennifer. Thank you for offering, George. That's everything. Done. That's it. Time to go, Jennifer. Finished. Should we sign off?
With much gratitude. Thank you so much,
Okay,
Venerable Robina.
Okay,
Thank you,
darlings, everybody.
everyone.
Continue to
Thank
whatever you're doing
you.
today. Pick up your glass of wine or carry on with your Christmas pudding. I don't know what Americans do. Okay, darlings. Much love.